Hello and welcome to Plant with Matt. In this video we will have a quick look at Aglaonema Snow White and will summarise its cultural requirements. Aglaonema Snow White is a tropical plant which belongs to the group known as aroids, and it is well suited to indoor growing. Its really striking coloration makes it one of the most popular of the Aglaonema varieties. The leaves are large and taper at each end, making a roughly spear-shaped leaf. The colour is mid-green with very heavy white spotting on the upper surfaces, and the undersides are semi-translucent so that the colour from the upper side can be seen. The colour is simple but bold. It really is white, and it's not a creamy or dirty white, it's a bright white. This coloration makes Snow White really good for placing with other greenhouse plants for contrast and interest. It can really brighten up a group of plants or a dull corner of a room. These plants do flower, and this particular plant has a flower bud forming in the centre, but as with most aroids, the flower is probably best described as interesting rather than showy. These plants are definitely grown for their foliage rather than the flowers. The growth habit tends to be upright with a single thickened stem rather than a bushy branching shape. Most plants are relatively compact and will remain so for several years, as these plants are quite slow growing, but they will eventually become tall and may need a stake or stick for support. If the top of the plant is cut off, these plants can produce 2 or 3 growths and can become a little bushy. Aglaonema Snow White does well under average house conditions when grown as an indoor plant. Plants should be positioned in bright but indirect light. A well-lit windowsill or shelf is fine. Average room temperatures and humidity will suit this plant. Try to keep temperatures above 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit and avoid freezing temperatures. Water so that the compost stays slightly moist but not soggy at all times. Tap water can be used. Fertilizer can be given regularly during the growing season. A general-purpose liquid fertilizer or houseplant fertilizer should be diluted to half strength and can be given once or twice a month in the growing season from late spring until the autumn, and fertilizer is not needed in the winter months. Aglaonema Snow White is easy to accommodate in any type of pot, whether clay or plastic, as long as there are drainage holes. A free-draining but moisture-retentive compost will do nicely. Houseplant composts based on moss peat, cocoa peat or soil are all acceptable and will give good results. Plants can be repotted at any time of year, but spring is the natural time for repotting. Increase the pot size by a few centimetres or about 1 inch each time you repot. So that is a quick rundown on Aglaonema Snow White. This plant is very attractive, easy to grow and maintain, and is a good all-round choice for houseplant growers.